Hey y'all, back still on the journey um, of finding love for myself. Still peeling that onion. Working this week a lot on the forgiveness. Still, I think that's going to be a long, long journey. This is all a very positive and wonderful journey for me. But man, it's a lot of work. So usually right before I do meditations in the morning, I go through things in my life, especially childhood things, and forgive the people, forgive the incidents, forgive myself. It's not easy. And it's amazing how it brings up other things. And sometimes emotions are tied to those, which, I mean, I think when I'm trying to get to the core of the middle of the onion, not necessarily emotion is tied to it, but it's the way we react. It forms the basis for how we react or how I react to things in my life. And that's why I really wanted to do this therapy, this self-therapy work, to find out why I react the way I do. Really, I mean, I think most people would think I'm a positive person. I can, have a mouth just like anybody and get upset about current events and things like that. But I try to react positively. I remember studying some spirituality and New Age thought over the past 30, 40 years, where it talked about how in life would be better if we were like a roller coaster, but we would try to keep our emotions and the way we felt sort of on the same plane, that everything was even. And it's okay when we go to a high and we enjoy the high, the wonderful moment. And it's okay when we go to the low and we're sad about something. It's the people that have a really strong problem or manic. They stay in the high and they stay in the low and they have trouble getting back to that calm, that easy moment. And I think I'm pretty good about navigating the roller coaster and going up and down and up and down. And it's okay. I mean, I'm an emotional person, very emotional person. I mean, that's why I think I got into theater and acting is, I understood at a young age, especially when I got to Florida State, how to put your emotions on your sleeve and be able to touch them and in a way you needed them to make a character believable and real. But in your own life, and in my own life, I wanted to know why I react to certain things certain ways. And I think doing this work has really brought that up. It's also brought up a lot of very vivid and strange and weird dreams. And I remember studying dream interpretation years ago, and it said, don't really when you wake up, try to write it down and you'll remember it better, but don't put all of your thought into the specifics of the dream. More about your feelings, your emotions, when things were happening, and it may be stuff that, doesn't really happen in real life or does really happen in real life. How do you feel about it? And that may be the core of what the dream was trying to tell you, what the message you were trying to get from the universe, whatever. And I've had some very vivid and wild dreams after doing this, and I do that. I try to let go of the specifics and try to understand the emotions that are going on. And had one last night and still processing it, trying to let go of the specifics, but just processing how I felt during that. And I mean, that's what I think this is. That's what this positive journey of self-therapy is for me, is to try to figure out, how you react. It doesn't change the way I love people. It doesn't change my positivity for life and happy to be alive and how excited I get over watching the Tony Awards or watching a Broadway show or directing a Broadway show or performing in a show or how I feel about film or how I feel about food. This isn't changing that. This is changing my inner self, how I feel about me. And I want to do this work to be a better me. And yeah, it's not going to happen overnight. And I realize that. And I guess I've spent 60 years not doing that. Spent 60 years really looking at spiritual things and understanding how the spiritual world affects me, the things I don't like about the religious world. And yes, those two things can be very separate. How much I enjoy semantics and that words have weight and emotion, and I choose my words specifically. And I love words. I love learning more words and using words. And some people don't. I noticed that, and sometimes it really, I let that affect me, and I want, those are some of those reactions. Why does it affect me when somebody uses poor grammar? Why does it affect me when somebody writes on email or social media very poor grammar? Or you wonder why you react the way you do, and that's what I'm really delving into the center, the core of this onion, is to figure out why I react to certain things in life, to certain people in life a certain way. It's a lot of work. And like I said, it's very, very positive journey, looking at my notes. And it's helping me too to understand something I mentioned before in an earlier video, how we put a connotation onto the choices in their life, our lives and others' lives. We'd say that's a good choice, that's a bad choice. It's a choice. And every action has a reaction. And defining it good or bad, that's a personal qualifier. I mean, you can define it by who you are. You can define it by your religion. You can define it by your morals. You can define it by your values, your family, however you want to. But you have to try to remember that maybe everything that we do, every action, everything that happens to us, every incident is for us to learn in this lifetime. If we are spiritual beings in a human body, why the hell are we here if we're not here to learn? That's the realm I think I live on. So this is my journey. This is what I've been doing this week. I'm going to keep continuing. I really enjoy this positive work. I mean, it's emotional. I've gone through a lot this week, especially emotionally, but just digging and trying to get really understanding that core of that onion, and it helps me understand the layers on the outside. And like I said, the reactions to the things that go on in my life, you know, that you get through and other things happen, and why certain lessons reappear in your life. So that's my journey for this week. Take care. Love you.